back to another video, and we are officially on day 7 of 30. So we are now down to 23 days until I turn 30, and I am super excited. I'm probably gonna say super excited every video, but that's okay. And today's gonna be like a little different, something that I kind of wanted to talk about because I think it's important for all of us, but particularly like something that I want to be mindful of. So yeah, let's get into it. So number 7, get involved in local politics. So I do want to set the record that I'm not talking about me running for office. I don't think at this point in my life, or at least in a foreseeable future, that I see myself running for an office. But I think it's important to notate that local politics are so important. And oftentimes, particularly like I'm Haitian, right? And when I talk to like my cousins or my mother or my aunts, everybody only care about the election that happens every 4 years for the president, that very little of what he does affects my direct daily life, right? Everybody's like, I need to go out and vote for the president or whatever like that. And that's great. I want us to continue doing that because we need somebody at the top that got some sense. But local politics are so vital and directly affects us, right? And obviously in the current climate that we are at, where we see, mass shootings, events happening in our communities that affect us, and either we have people that care or people that don't care, I think it's so vital that we really start enacting and really participating in our local politics. Because for instance, our attorney general and our judges that sit at these local circuit benches, some of them are appointed into those positions, right, and voted into those positions. And if we're seeing that in our communities, we see young Black and brown boys particularly being prosecuted and sentenced at higher rates, and we're like, dang, this judge don't like Black people, it's partly our fault because we don't even know who's on the ballot, right? And I talked to one of my dearest friends and my cousin, and we're saying that sometimes we go out to vote and we be like, which name sound the blackest? Like, this name kind of sound Black, right? And it's like, I no longer want to vote like that, right? Because I know of a young lady running right now for a county commissioner position in my area. I mean, child, if you heard her name, she sound like a white lady, right? But how many of us won't vote for her because her name sounds like that? And I don't no longer want that to happen, right? I want to make sure that the people that represent us at the school board, at the school board level, at the circuit judge level, at our county commissioners, our mayors, our and other local positions, that they're people that I've looked into how they're answering questions. I've gone to community meetups or town square meetups where they are talking to the community, and I'm asking questions that matter to me, right? Because now with all of these school shootings and things like that, I need to know what the superintendent's plan is to keeping our children safe, right? That even though I don't currently have children right now, but I have babies in our family that are going to be entering the school or are in the school, our local school, and it's like, I'd be damned if our superintendent talking about teaching kids how to self-sacrifice. Not my babies, not the babies in my family, right? Or we see oftentimes that, not to say that it's a Republican or Democratic thing or whatever like that, but I really want to start voting people into our community that has a plan about how they're going to allocate funds. Like we have a predominantly Black community in our county and a predominantly like white community in our county. And I'm tired of the resources not being allocated in a way that aids in the food desert within the Black community in my area and different things like that. So it's like, I want to get involved so that I can make a difference, and then also maybe I can be an advocate for those that are not going to do the research, right? Because as much as I feel like we should all get involved in local politics, I know people are not going to go to town square meetings. I know people are not going to research each individual candidate, but at least if I can do it and I can at least tell people like, this is what I've learned about this person and different things like that, maybe some people people will go into it at least with a little bit of knowledge about who these candidates are and what their stances are, right? What they're building their platforms on. And hopefully we can then, even if the rest of the world is a shit show, right? At least maybe in my community, the people that we elect care about our community. I think that getting involved in my local politics is something that I really want to strive to do as I get older and become embedded in my community, and then also raise children in this community. That the people that are supposed to represent us in our community also aligns with the beliefs and care about the same things that I care about, right? So that, and I encourage you all that you get involved in your local politics and figure out who your mayor is and your county commissioners are and who represent your area, and who are your prosecutors and who are your attorney generals, so that we ensure that as Black and brown folk, that we elect people that care about us, right? That don't see us as a burden on society, or could care less if we're, being disproportionately, or even like the sheriff. That's such an important role that is elected, So I want to strive that I become invested in the local politics of my community, so that I can learn who these people are and I can vote appropriately. And not based on just people's names, and not based just on whose picture I saw on the side of the road, but who really cares and has a platform that aligns with what I think that our community needs, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm Black, I am a woman first, and I am a Christian, and all of these things really align and have to align in my life, and I want to start voting according to the things I think they're important. Like I said, let's get involved in local politics, right? And I'm about to say something I think it's hilarious, that we cannot just allow just these old people that's not going to be here for the results. Okay, I was saying this. I feel like as young people, we need to start getting involved in our local politics, because we cannot just allow these older people to make lawful decisions and voting decisions for us that they're not even going to be alive to see, right? That when I go and I vote in local politics, all I see is old people, 70, 80 years old, voting for things based on, their history and their knowledge and their beliefs. And I'm like, low-key, y'all not even gonna be here to really see the outcomes of these. So I need young people, right? 18 plus, young people to be really involved in local politics, for us to start making and voting towards decisions that are really gonna, affect our lives. So I encourage you all, if you haven't thought about this before, to go ahead and just think about it. Midterms are coming up. November is gonna be here before we know it, because child, as fast as this year is going, honey, November's about to be here in 2.5 seconds. So, start looking in to see who your county commissioners are, or whatever positions are up in your area. And I hope that encourages you to at least look into who these people are. And again, let's get involved in our local politics. So thank you again for chatting with me on another day of the 30 for 30. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me below, is this something you've ever thought about? Are you planning on getting involved in your local politics? Or at least this conversation at least have you thinking about it. And until next time, see you in another video.